I guess it's better if I use the mic. I need 10 minutes, man. 10 minutes. I'm trying to. I'm trying to just keep my personal handshake agreements. Shalom. What's TYT? Thank you, Tyrus. My name not Tyrus, bro. No, I'm just messing. I don't know what that means. Just give me a second. Give me a second, cause I gotta grab the baby real quick. Oh, take my time. All right. Appreciate it. Give me a second though, man. Like 10 minutes. Y'all can dip out really if you want to and come back. But I'm gonna leave it on and I'm just be right back. All right, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. All right, Shalom, I'm back. Man, I'm back. Just trying to hold on. Yeah, just a little bit. Shalom, Jacob. Just a little bit better today. Still sniffing and all, wet and not, but it's a progression. Got my big joint of water, round two. Somebody told me that water was good for you. I don't know where these amazing scientists is coming from. So I've been on it. But yeah, man, wanted to chop it up with y'all today. A lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff that I just been looking at and seeing how, how America is positioning itself to be a godless place. I should have titled this Godless. I might change that. Infested with H2O. That's all I care about. As long as it's clear and it's water, I could take it. I could take it. But yeah, man, I just wanted to point out that there's just a lot of stuff they just doing. I mean, a lot of articles coming out about how they just don't care. Let me see if I can get this. How they don't really care. They just let. I mean, it's clear that they don't care. And the biggest indicator was last year. And just think about this. I don't know if anybody really just realizing this, but they elected Trump, and I say they is the elect. I always mess up the pronunciation, but the colleges that elect people is doing the electing. So these people elected Trump in office. So I mean, because Hillary won with the votes, but Trump won because the electoral colleges elected him in. Oh, indeed, Deontay. I mean, I ain't jumping in no lava. Still got to be wise as a serpent, you know, and harmless as a dove. But if you don't really if you're not really aware of the harm and the danger, the most High gonna be there to protect you. But if you're jumping into lava, you just good as gone. But yeah. So just some of the articles I was reading where let me see if I can pull them back up. And that's why I titled this guide because I mean, the whole world is showing that they don't really care about nothing, nothing godly. You know, it's different type of gods. People have their own preference of a god, but usually a god is a spirit or entity that promotes a good well being, a good well being. I'm talking about overall, like they want their followers the whatever God that you serve or whatever, you don't have to be in the truth, but whatever God that you serve is a God that don't want you to cut your own head off. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, some guys do. So my whole point of saying that is uh they showing a place where it's they don't care about people's well-being. So a lot of the whole big fuss now is about, these immigrants who've been mistreated. And from what I looked into, a lot of these immigrants been being mistreated since Bush. I mean, since forever. So I think it's a bigger deal now because of Trump. When they've been getting dog walked for the longest. Remember them internment camps they had with Guantanamo Bay? They was torturing them people with the water and the rags. So they've been doing that since Bush. So of course, Bush wasn't a guy who was vocal about him not caring about white people. Black people. But Trump is very vocal. People don't really have to tell me nothing. Your actions speak louder than your words. But for a lot of people, words speak louder than action, which is stupid. Because you can say "I love you" and get backhanded in the same sentence. So the actions is saying that you don't love me, but your words are saying. So with that, hold on, let me get these get a couple articles. So the U.S. withdrawing from the UN Human Rights Council. Y'all can look that up. Melanie, whatever her name is, Trump's wife, she pulled up on a bunch of immigrants wearing a shirt saying, "Don't nobody care." Like, it said. Let me get the exact quote on it. The jacket say, "I really don't care," and basically, y'all don't either. I want to say, I really don't care. Do you? So that's like that's clear. So you got the president's wife pulling up on these children, these immigrants, because the only reason why they even pulled up on them because America making a big deal out of it. Well, even other countries making a big deal out of it. I forget exactly what country it was, but they were saying they really and this is the thing. When America disapproves of somebody else's actions, another country's action, they go over there and do something about it. So other countries are saying, we disapprove of how America is dealing with the immigrants, but how strongly do you disapprove once you go do something about it? But anyways, nobody want to fight with America, I guess. But and that's really, what I wanted to talk about is, just to start off with that, because a lot of people don't care to really operate in the spirit of the Most High. And now me, y'all know who I like to direct my attention to, and it's usually the Israelites. And the Israelites are, I'm an Israelite, so I want to protect or try to enlighten the people that I represent. And enlighten me too. I'm not nobody. So hold on. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. I'm reading some of the comments. Yeah, so that's the point I'm about to make, Deontay. A lot of us are gods, but what type of God? There's many forms of a God. Yeah, and I seen Obama dressed up like some but see, they do that all the time. They do that, and they it was one thing they had called the what was it called? Where they had all these stars come out to some ball or to some party, and they dressed up like anything. The theme was Catholic. It was a Catholic theme, and I'm like, and I'm looking at everybody how they dress. It promotes the Catholic idea. I posted up 2 videos with a Catholic church. Well, one of them was a Catholic church, and one of them was a Jewish synagogue. And how they even treat little babies. Like the Jewish guy was dumping the baby, trying to baptize the baby. Baby could have easily been drowned or broke his neck. And then the second video was a Catholic priest, and he slapped the little baby. Just slapped it because it was crying. And everybody just sitting there, baffled. The baffling is over with after about half of a second. Yeah, I posted up on my page so y'all can see all that stuff. Yeah, so back to us. The point I want to make is, what type of God do you represent? Because when I read the Bible and when I heard the Bible taught to me from different perspectives, all of them rang true. All of them seem to have they all seem to have good validation of what they were saying when I read it from their perspective. So the book alone is a powerful book. This book, it manipulated centuries and centuries of people, having people going out and hanging people because either they didn't believe or they didn't believe enough to come to their church or whatever the case. People were getting killed and murdered because of this book. And this it's like this. Like if I can make a like an anime or something like a cartoon, this is how I do the cartoon, and it'll all be based off the Bible. It'll be this ancient scroll, right? That in the backstory would be similar. It'd be like it's an ancient scroll that was given to a particular people, but it was way too powerful for them. They misused it, and these people just been destroyed and pushed out the way. And then cultures stumbled on it. We'd say that some civilization stumbled on it maybe 200 years later, and then they took it and seen how powerful it was, and they use it to manipulate people. So this book is like, it can float. I would bring all the animations into it, bring all of the fun and the supernatural into it. It would be able to flow. It'd be able to answer your question right then and there. Like you had a question, boom, the pages start flipping, and then they go right to the answer. And so these people, they took the book and then they tricked people, the whole world, or I would say half the world, out of anything, riches, just took all their common sense away. And then with all that misuse of the book, it just broke and got fragmented. Like just so much misuse of it got fragmented. And then the book just spread out all over the world. And so people then, with all this misuse of it being now it's fragmented, people will find like little pieces of the book, and then the pieces they got was still so powerful of the scroll that you still could manipulate people. So you would have like out of the scroll, you would have a section of the scroll that explains something, but that explanation would be so powerful that you still can use it for evil if you wanted to. So people will find these fragmented pieces. And of course, by being all together, it would be the most powerful. But by being fragmented, it's still powerful, probably more powerful than anything on the planet. And but still, it wouldn't have that full ability to conquer the world. So people now, all these other different civilizations and nations stumble across these fragmented pieces, and they get into pieces, and they all have different agendas. So you got about maybe 200 pieces of this fragmented scroll, and everybody has their own agenda. Nobody agenda is lining up, and this is the concept of how I see the Bible. So no agenda is lining up, but every piece of that scroll fit their agenda, because the book is so powerful that when you speak anything in it, if it's there for confusion, it's there for manipulation, it's there for empowerment, it's there for life, and it's there for death. So anybody can use this book for whatever purpose they want to use it for, and it will come and it would you can get your purpose done, whatever purpose that is. If it's evil, you can use this book and you can create so much evil. The evil in your thoughts will be times 10 when you use this book. And same thing with the good. The good in your thoughts would be times 10 or even times a million, because you're using the book's true purpose, its true nature. So, like I say, this will just be my idea of a movie. Man, I copyrighted it too. Don't be taking my ideas, man. This is copyrighted. I got the paperwork right here. It's over here. Yeah, copyrighted. But anyways, so and you got all these 100 peoples with these hundreds of thousands and hundreds of millions of people being corrupted by just these few fragments. And everybody has their own agenda coming from these fragmented pieces. So, and I realized this, how powerful this is how I look at the Bible. It's that powerful. So if you picking it up and you want to do evil with it, you can do evil with it. And you're going to be validated in everything you say. It's going to be, and you can be able to pull a verse that says that you can do this evil thing. It's because you are going to convince people through this book that you can do these evil things. And the book is so powerful, it put like the worst delusions on people. And this is what I'm telling you, Israelites. Y'all playing with this book. This book can destroy you. It can eat you from the inside out. Imagine if this book was made out of acid. How would you treat it then? But knowing that you had to read it, how would you treat it? Like at any instant, like you flipping the pages too hard, a drip of acid to fall on you and you're done. So we ain't treating this book like it's something delicate and it's something that can harm. We treating it like it's just doing all good. But when this book can destroy nations, this book have been destroying nations. So, and this how powerful, and that by the book alone, how powerful it is. The book alone being that powerful. Imagine how much more powerful the Most High is. So this is how I look at the book. I look at this thing as something you can corrupt people through this book. We saw it already. It ain't like it ain't happened. We saw it already. We saw it 1400s, 1500s, how they was using the book. They was destroying people, hunting them down with this thing, man, and validated through the church every word. They justified every word they wanted to justify through this. I mean, they justified their actions through every word that they can find to justify their actions. And it was made in the way for them to go out and do their deeds. So, man, y'all playing around with this Bible, man. It ain't nothing to play with. Ain't nothing to play with. And now, with my story, I ain't giving y'all the rest of the story because somehow I bet we see this on the movie. I bet we see this on the movie. So I ain't giving y'all the rest until I make my own movie. But anyways, man, it's coming back to what type of person we want to call ourselves. And then we calling ourselves Israelites, and then we playing with this Bible like it's a plaything. When people were burnt at the stake for either reading it, misquoting it, or not reading it at all. So you had people dying for reading the Bible. You had people dying for not reading the Bible. You had people dying for being described as a person, a character in the Bible that nobody either liked or being described as a person in the Bible that people liked. If you was somebody described in the book that people didn't like, you was in trouble. If you was described as somebody in the book that people did like, you became this holy divine entity. You see how corrupt this Bible can be used in ways to take over the planet? So this is what I'm saying to y'all, especially to a lot of us who want to do the Most High's will. We got to make sure we ain't got our own agenda at heart. Because the scripture tell us in Matthew how a lot of us can cross sea and land to gain somebody, and they become more evil than us. How can they become more evil than us when we teach in this Bible? That's because our agenda was evil from the jump. So God, who is your God? What is your God? What is your God? And that is going to be the ultimate reason behind how you use the book, or how you perceive yourself to be. If you are a person that's looking to get some type of gain, oh no, yeah, then everybody you come across gonna be corrupt. 1 second. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. So and that's all this really is just pointing to the type of people we say we want to be. And then on the flip side of this thing, you got these people who blatantly saying we don't care no more about the God or a God. And it's pretty interesting. 1 second, 1 second. I'm gonna try to read some of these comments. Indeed, bro, very scary. Very scary. I think we're forgetting how powerful this thing is. And every nation used it to corrupt. Every nation had this, and then they took pieces of it, the fragmented pieces of it, and then made their own stories out of this thing, and made their own gods out of these fragmented pieces. But it's all coming from one thing, and it was able to still destroy a lot of different nations, man. And that's fact. We can see that today. That's why they when they do all these evangelist movements and all this ministry and all in Africa, man, they going over there and look. And it's another piece of the book that we don't realize. If you say, yeah, I come holding the Bible, meaning you come in peace, off top. If you got a Bible on your hand, in your hand, holding next to your chest, everybody think you come in peace. So now it disguises you. It's a costume. So now you got, just think about this, and this is how I'm looking at this thing. If you walking around talking about you this and you that, now you disguising yourself with this costume that this Bible puts on people instantly. This is the point. This is a fact. And you just think about it. You got two brothers walking down the street, or let's just say, I'm gonna say two cops. Now we gonna say this. I'm gonna set up the whole scenario. Yesterday, an innocent brother got shot by a cop, and they show a picture of him, but you don't really get a clear indication. But he got a buzz cut, and that's the thing that's standing out. So a cop with a buzz cut after somebody just got shot yesterday. So you on your way coming from the store, and two cops come out the store. Oh, first one cop come out the store, and he got a buzz cut. Your instant feeling is, damn, let me get away from this cop, because this might be the cop that's shooting niggas. So you gonna move around him. But let that cop, the same buzz cut, come out with a Bible in his hand. Now he just disguised his whole. Now you like, oh no, he can't do no harm to me because he got a Bible in his hand. He just disguised himself. The Bible is so powerful, and people around here playing crazy. I mean, and I'm talking about the Israelites. Y'all around here playing crazy like y'all good. You touch that thing, and this the thing. This is the thing with the Bible too. To me, this ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. This is all my ideas. This is how I'm operating, so I don't get caught. So myself don't get caught up in no type of mistreatment or misdoing of people, or any personal agendas, man, outside of the will of the Most High. So, but this thing is, you can, once you grab this thing and say, yeah, I'm about to use this thing, now that spirit that comes along with the book is expecting you to use it. So it's going to force you to use this thing. So if you know what I'm saying, like if you putting yourself in a situation where you saying, you praying and you vowing that you want to use this thing, you want to use this thing. Now, if you praying you want to use this thing for good, then you know your intentions are going to be good. But if you just like, I want to use this thing for the betterment of myself, I want to be somebody, I want to be, school, I was lame, but now if I study these precepts and be able to flip these precepts, I can be somebody. It's gonna make you somebody. It's gonna make you somebody. It's gonna grant your every desire, and you're gonna become somebody. You might be an elder of a church soon, because that's how the book works. It just answer everybody's, and then at the end of this thing, it's like it's picking who really want to serve, and you can do whatever you want to do at the end of the day. And you will get the judgment from whatever decisions you make. But you can make your own decisions. And that's the scary thing. Because the thing, it's going to correct you, but it's not going to keep correcting you. It's going to be like, yeah, don't do that. And then you're going to be like, well, that wasn't strong enough. I don't care. But when you hear that, yeah, don't do that, and you're like, Father, I want to make sure this. Then you can kind of get a better... you can make better decisions. But if you like, yeah, don't do that, but nah, it ain't gonna correct you again. It's gonna be like, all right, well, do what you want to do, huh? Oh, this your agenda? I'll go to this page. And y'all playing with it. I ain't playing with it like that. I'm getting the things I need so I can be a better person. And then I'm reading these stories. I want to just check these stories out, because a lot of people say a lot of stuff like how, about Jezebel being a whore, and that's not really the case. So, stuff like that I like to check into, and just learn more. And just, but my agenda is not to overdo you or be some precept king. Not saying that you shouldn't strive to do that. You should. We do need precept priests. I call them precept priests. We need some scholars, man. We do. But my whole agenda, my whole goal is to be a better person and just be that dude, man. Be that dude that people say, man, he a good dude. He a good dude. And then incidentally, people gonna learn from that because you don't have no 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 you're not trying to convince nobody to follow you or convince nobody to that you have everything. But you can though. You can do that if you pick up that book and say, I want to convince everybody that I got all the answers. You might end up with a lot of answers, man. But it's for your demise. It's for your demise. It's like the book is allowing people to take themselves out the game. So I don't play with the thing, man. I don't play with it. I'm very cautious with it. I'm very cautious with what I want. The thing that I want to be able to talk about and speak about, I'm very cautious on what I talk about and speak about because I ain't trying to trip nobody up. Stumbling blocks is all over the place. I think. Well, I mean, Christ was mentioned like as a stumbling block to like the what you call the Pharisees and stuff. For them, he was a stumbling block. So it's different types of stumbling blocks, but you don't want to be that stumbling block that have innocent people falling into your trap. And the scriptures say if you mess with the children, you might as well jump off into the ocean with a millstone around your neck. So I'm just not playing any games with this thing, and that's the whole point of the title. Like, who is your God? Because you can manipulate a lot of people if that's what you want to do. And me realizing that, man, it puts me in a position where now I'm just like, okay, you can't just say anything you want to. You can't, and then you can't say, and then you can, and then in your doings you can't make it like it's you. It's we all reading this book, and this thing used to kill me. Like, people will learn from people, and I understand people kind of mimic people a little bit. It is what it is. But I used to see people like, yo, you saying the same exact thing this dude from this video just said. We all just saw it. It just came out this Sabbath. So you quoting things like it's yours and it's not. And that's the point I'm making. The guy from the top of the thing said, I want people to be convinced of the thing I want them to be convinced of from me. And now that thing is being convinced because I'm looking at these people. I'm like, you're not even changing. You're not even rewording the thing. You saying it exactly how he said it. And it really ain't totally your fault. And it ain't totally the person manipulating fault because you allowing yourself to manipulate it, and he wants you to be manipulated. So yeah, everybody get their own part, man. You can find out what role you want to play, and you could be a follower, or you could be a leader, or you could be somebody corrupt, you could be somebody genuine, and all be reading from the same Bible. How did you get the Catholic, the Christians, the Baptists, and all these people from the same book? Because it's all about what you want to do with it, and you can do everything out of the book you want to do with it. It gives us powers beyond belief. How can a man who in the church ask for $54 million for a plane? How can he feel that comfortable in doing that? He must know it's something about this book that he can ask that question and it get answered. Who was that? Crefro? He got a jet out of the deal. I don't know. He asked over some. I think over. I know it was over $1 million for sure, and he pulled out his jet. So it's something about this Bible, man, allow you to corrupt. And a lot of us sitting there, man, we proud and we kind of boastful about the little knowledge we know. And then that's when our agendas kick in. When you getting these congratulatory slaps on the back, like, oh man, you the truth with the book. And now you thinking, maybe I am the truth. And you ain't even adding the book. You just thinking, you just heard the beginning of the congratulations. Man, you is the truth with the book. And that part just fade off into the darkness. You're like, oh yeah, maybe I am the truth. With the truth. I am the truth. So yeah, man, y'all be careful. Because y'all can't play with this thing. Oh, well, really, I don't care what y'all do. Play with the thing. Listen, you can say you want to be top God. I don't care what you do. I mean, it won't fool me, but You do whatever you want to do, man. I'm saying the people who don't want to get caught up, don't play around with it. Be cautious with it, and don't get too comfortable with it. When you get to a spot where you're too comfortable, you probably on your own trying to do your own thing. Probably, maybe it's a possibility. Uh, my comfortable position is me understanding that I'm not in control of this book. I have to still follow these rules, and I'm comfortable in doing that. But when you just reading, you just feel like you doing all this stuff and you never even checking yourself, like you never even looking in the mirror or nothing. That's what some of the biggest problems come in. That right, and then but see that's still dangerous too. Even in my comfortable spot is dangerous because I can be saying, "Oh yeah, I'm doing what's right." I can say it every day and then not be doing what's right. So we kind of gotta check ourselves, make sure we get the checklist. Oh, did I do that? Did I do? You know what I'm saying? Check off these laws. Make sure you inside of them. Make sure you inside these joints, man, because this book is dangerous. You could destroy your family. You could destroy relationships that was perfect until you start reading, and now you think you somebody, and now you didn't lost best friends. You done lost, and it ain't because you got the truth. It's because now you think you somebody. You think you somebody above the somebody you supposed to be. Yeah, we got to remember all that. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. We gotta examine ourselves daily if possible, but don't go too long without examining. You look up, you done went a whole half a year without examining yourself. You might become that person that you always wanted to be, or you tried to be in your state of manipulation. But all in all, man, I look at this thing totally different, man. My 7 years in this thing, it just been transition period like every 2 years. Not transitioning, yeah. But like, you know, trying to build this thing, man, to the point. How that a brother on Facebook. Malik Akkad, what's good? What's good, bro? Malik Akkad. I see you on the book. But yeah, man, just trying to find ways, man, to make sure I ain't falling in my own traps, Because like I said, you're gonna get your correction. Everybody get their correction, but when you like, yeah, I heard that, and then I'm talking about like you hear it blatantly, it's clear. You're like, yeah, I heard that, but I'm not trying to hear that. And then then that's when the spirit of the book, like, oh, okay, go ahead, continue with your agenda. You asking them questions right after that. You asking the book question like, man, what? How can I get these sisters to fill in these seats so I can pick me a wife right here? Bing, and it gonna tell you exactly what you need to say. Because it's letting people cross themselves out. Because you cannot enter damnation without sin. So if you want to sin, here you go. Go ahead and enter damnation. Because everybody can't get this thing no ways. Trial is a trial period. It's been the trial period since this thing been created. And millions and billions and trillions of people been dying. All in the name of they think they doing what's right. So yeah, man. Don't make the book an idol. That's what a lot of us is doing. We idolizing the thing. We idolizing the thing. I mean, cause and if you think about it on this type of level, now since it's been so fragmented, because we got the fragmented pieces. Now since it's been so fragmented, it had to kind of be, kind of shaped back into something that we can have. You know what I'm saying? So it can make a lot more sense to us. So it had to be shaped back in so we can have a collection of something. So the spirit of it is coming from little pieces of this fragmented thing, and we are the internal, we are the spirit that can bring this thing to life now, more to life than it was when it was whole. When it was whole before it got fragmented, we when it was whole before it got fragmented, the book had more power over, we couldn't really, if we had the whole scriptures right now, all of them, it would be no argument. That's my whole point. If we had the whole book, uh before it got translated and transconfigured and republished, retyped, I'm talking about, we going way back, way back, way back, way back. We wouldn't be arguing, because it'd be nothing to argue about, because it'd be like, this is the first copy, ain't no way you could misquote this. I think I think it was so clear at the beginning that it was just ridiculous. That's why a lot of people were, because it was too clear. That's why people fell off so hard, because it was so clear. It said, do this now, boom. And if you do anything but this thing that's written right here, right now, you off. And I think that's how clear it was. But for some people, it's yeah, yeah. And the debating, and a lot of debating is becoming, because we had this fragmented pieces that we cannot agree on one thing, and people have their own agendas, and people don't care about the Most High in the first place. So yeah, man, we gotta figure out who your God is, man, and who you want to serve, because you can do a lot of harm. Yeah, super bruise. Yeah, people become violent. I mean, anything can come out of this thing. Anything, any agenda, anything, anything. What was that was happening over in Israel? Like one of the first Israelite camps. That I think it was Demona. I heard some wild things coming out of Demona. Wild things, man. Exactly. Exactly. Cause you can't get into the truth and then still be had the same mindset as before the truth. And that means you have an agenda. And your agenda will be fulfilled. This book does not, it doesn't. When David messed up, did David lose his son? The book don't care. It's going to whoop you. But if you just ignore the whoopings and continue on, the book it's gonna let you continue on. The spirit in that thing gonna let you continue on until you just blatantly, until you're dead, probably. It was always beef between the kings and the nation. Always beef. It was always something. It was just always something, because they wasn't. Everybody had their agendas. Because of agendas, man. Agendas is the reason why people are dying. Yeah, yeah. And it's hard to have people don't know the balance between being humble and having pride in what you're doing. All over the place. All over the place. All over the place. I mean, anybody can use this book to. It doesn't care. Women, children, anybody can use this book to manipulate or to get your own agenda across. And then it just goes off how dedicated you is with your agenda. Way too hot minded. I mean, because when I read it, I read it from a different perspective of some people on how we should be, or how, what we should do. Well, I mean, yeah. If you mean it like humble and pride and having pride in what you're doing, you still, even if the best scholar, you still have to have some humbleness in you. You still have to have something where, you know, and this the thing too, and we all know this to be fact. If you come out and say, even though we know all people are, it, because we know all people are have flaws, but if you come out and say, yeah, I got flaws, a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people want to hear that you flawless, especially if they looking up to you. They want to be able to say, man, my elder or my teacher, he perfect. And then you will lose people. You will lose the people that want to worship you. But them the people that you don't want. If they want to worship you, then they can't say their own soul. Like Yens, who was that? Yeah, you can't have the pride in you that is everything is coming from you. Yeah, yeah. You gotta have fruits of the spirit. Some gotta, but but the way I look at it too, a lot of these trees are a lot of these evil trees do have fruit on them. It's just the fruit that I mean, if you from a righteous standpoint and you ain't um dealing with that, you can't see their fruit. Their fruit is invisible to you. But people who don't have a righteous spirit, they see all their fruit, and that's who eating off their tree. Pride, not necessarily happy. Not from my point of view. Pride, it do varies in definition for me too. But because I take a lot of pride in reading scriptures, I take a lot of pride in knowing what I know. But I'm not. I don't take the pride initiative to demean nobody. Like I know more than you, or I don't take the position of saying, what the Most High bless me with, can nobody do. When I have yet to find somebody to do something, only thing I seen somebody do that was hard to recreate was the moonwalk. That was it. Everybody else moonwalk just don't stand up to Michael Jackson's moonwalk. But everything else I've seen people do, seen other people do, seen other people dunk over people. I seen people swim like dolphins. Multiple people swim like dolphins. I mean, everything everybody else can do. The moonwalk was really exclusive. I don't know where you get that from. Yeah, the flesh is it's full of tempting things. So if we know that, like, we know we in a battle constantly, constantly. A lot of people think that they spirit is is in one mind with the flesh. That ain't the case. I don't think that's really never the case in most cases. In a few instances, like it's always a time where your flesh, like, yeah, nope, let's do this. So it's never a time where like somebody life where they can make their flesh and their body, I mean their flesh and their spirit just all on one accord. It's gonna be times even as an old man, even if you was 20 years straight following every law to the best of your ability, some one day your flesh gonna be like, yeah, let's do this. Just the thought of it is the flesh side of it. But that flesh side is still you. So I mean, now you have to examine yourself. I don't. I know when we talk about flesh and spirit, we like to think that the flesh is some other entity. No, that's you, buddy. It's just that your spirit in you want to do good, and your flesh kind of just don't care. So it's going to do whatever, it's going to want to do all the things. But that's still you. That's why people do stupid stuff. I like to give 100% accountability. Even if you saying, the devil was in your ear, whatever, I'm pretty sure that devil talked to you before and you ain't do it before. So if you give in, that's what you wanted to do. You wanted to do it, man. I was watching something. I think it was like Dateline or something, and was this girl. She was like, she had got caught for murdering her her messed around, of course, but she just said she just kept having these urges to kill, to kill, to kill. So she said she started killing animals, and then that wasn't satisfying, and then she finally killed him, and then she said it felt good, so good that she wanted to keep doing it. That's her. She wanted to. Maybe it was something in her body that was like, do this, do this, do this. But you have to pick up that knife. And then like I said, I mentioned it before. When you black out, it's just you giving in to it. Like whatever, do it. It's just you. You are responsible all the time, Deontay. Spirit versus the flesh. Exactly. Nah, exactly, bro. Ecclesiasticus 10:13. Exactly. Gotta be strong. Weak people do a lot of murdering and a lot of killing. Yeah. And then, it's a lot of people who who you can't really teach to be strong. You can't really teach that. You just have to in you have to be something in you, a trait in you that allows you to not be overcome. And that's tough too, man, especially being a parent. You get to a point in your life where you like, okay, this is the best way to go. I done did it for years. All you gotta do is do this, but it may not be in your kids. So, yeah, heard some bamming. These kids be tripping. Hold on. Shalom, I'm good. I had to run up these stairs, check and see what that noise was. Uh, yeah. Hold on, I'm missing something. Oh man, I'm from Cleveland. I'm in Ohio. What y'all talking about? Destiny. When you marry non-Israelites, does that make them the tribe? What you mean? If you marry, you said if you as a woman marry a non-Israelite, did that make them the tribe which they? Huh? No, no. You talking about the person, not the kids, right? No, no, no. Because you still who you is. Like if a China man got with a East Indian woman, that East Indian woman is still East Indian, huh? Huh? Yeah. Uh. Yeah. No, Destiny. Okay, that don't work. Uh. So Deontay, what you talking about? I said. Yeah, you can't. You can't. And see, that's a real. I mean, really. If you really want to get into that whole thing, it's really difficult. It's really difficult if we're gonna read it, but I would suggest what we all know: stick to your own nationality, stick to your own tribe too, as well. You said if you was not a Hebrew and your husband was Judah, would that make you Judah? No, because you wasn't born Judah. Yeah, like whoever your father is. Exactly. Exactly, sister. Thanks, bro. Nah. Numbers 1 and 18. So if you was a non-Israelite, if you are not an Israelite, then you can never be an Israelite. But I mean, if your husband married you, he should treat you like he would treat an Israelite woman. I mean, because he's you are y'all are one now. And then you have to take up the responsibility of an Israelite woman. But that don't make you an Israelite. That wouldn't make you an Israelite woman. And I don't see nothing wrong in that. If you want to follow the Most High, do it. Let's see. Well, it really wasn't. What messed up Solomon was he started listening to him. He fell off because he wanted to do what they was doing. Because I mean, really, in reality, we're gonna do with reality. Anything, anytime you join yourself to somebody, y'all pick up things from each other. She may start kind of saying some stuff you was how when y'all first met. Now she's saying the same things, or she did something a certain type of way. She fixed dinner a certain type of way, and one time you fixed dinner, you do it the same exact way because y'all just learn from each other. So by him having so many different nationalities of women, he picked up from them. He picked up stuff that wasn't something he's supposed to pick up. Stick to your father's tribe. Whoever your father, whoever your father is from, you all them people that look like your father, yeah, you deal with them. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, it's best to not marry outside of your race. I mean, that is prevalent in every culture. Marry the people marry the people you are of. It's beneficial. It's beneficial. Hey man, it's a lot of stuff I've been getting into, man, and just listening, and I had a lot of theories on a lot of these situations in life. So I'm gonna talk about those too, man. I'm gonna probably talk about it tomorrow. I'm about to go ahead and hop off if anybody else got no questions or nothing. Let's see. Anybody got no questions? But yeah, man, y'all gotta be careful on how y'all use this thing. I mean, like again, I hope y'all don't take this personal, but I really don't care what anybody do because people gonna do what they want to do anyway. When you start caring about what other people do, then you find yourself arguing with people. Then you find yourself making a fool out of your own self. Then you find yourself caring about other people's issues when they don't even care about them. I'm not, by the way, it's not one iota of my time caring about the Most High for you. If you don't care about the Most High, then that's on you, buddy. And I ain't even mad at you. Go and do whatever you want to do. And it's about having that balance of, oh, you want to hear the right thing? Oh, I can show you the right thing. But then it's like you gotta have that other side of this balance to beam. You have to have that side where it says, what say, you don't want to know this? Well, I'm not about to try to force you to know it. Because if the Most High don't want you to see it, how are you? Seek out your own salvation. That's what I be on. I mean, we want to help other people. We are commanded to help enough to be there for them. But if they saying like, yeah, get out of here, then get out of there. Ain't no reason to be mad. If a man is part Cherokee, Indian, white, do you consider him to be an Israelite due to the fact that he has some Israelite blood? I mean, like, I don't. What part of him is Cherokee? What part of him? I don't know. I mean, and I can't. When the scriptures say them don't strive in genealogies, I think you're trying to figure out who this person is. But if this person is like don't look like you and they ain't doing what you're doing, then not a brother. Yeah, and then I mean, who is his father exactly? So if his father would be a Caucasian, then how can we really consider him as an Israelite? But I know a lot of people say this. I don't particularly agree with it, but people say, well, what if his father was an Israelite? And I'm like, yo, that's all. I mean, because the laws doesn't just benefit me; it benefit you. If I'm keeping the laws, if the scriptures say don't covet thy neighbor's stuff, if I'm keeping the laws, then you're gonna be in a safe zone, and vice versa. If you keeping the laws, I'm in a safe zone. So it don't just benefit me; it benefit both of us because I'm not taking nothing from you to make you want to murder me and break a commandment? Or I'm not doing nothing to offend you to the point that you want to murder me and break a commandment. So, I mean, I think everybody should keep the commandment. I think the Loch Ness Monster should keep the commandments. I think caterpillars and stanky flies should keep the commandments. It's just beneficial to everybody. That's how I look at it. You say you're trying to trace your family bloodline. Well, listen, if don't get too caught up in that, cause man, I done seen a brother, man, he come back and he said, yeah, I done went to one of them little bloodline drawing things. He said, I came back, man, I found out I'm an African. I'm like, what was it benefiting you to keep these commandments? Because now he's not an Israelite. He's totally he's off the grid, so to speak. So you can dig, but if you dig and find something you don't like, you know what too? Yeah, ancestry.com. That's where he went. And he found out he wasn't, he found out he wasn't an Israelite. And this is what he said. It was a couple years ago too. He said, you know what I'm saying? I got love for my brothers and sisters, blase, but I'm not an Israelite, y'all, and whatever. We like, yo, keep the commandments still. Whatever though. So destiny doesn't matter what you is, keep these commandments. I think it's life for everybody. I'm trying to find my. Oh, there you go. So even if you find out you are Asian, keep the commandments, because you will be helping somebody else out, and you'll be saving a lot of animals, a lot of dogs. That was a joke. That was probably a bad joke, but whatever. Bad jokes, good jokes, whatever. Don't come trying to hang me for it. But yeah, don't worry about it, Destiny. Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Stay on them commandments, cause hey, it's life in the commandments. I don't know about that, man. I think thieves should keep the commandments. That way they won't steal no more. The scriptures say, if you stole, steal no more. So I think they should keep the commandments. Yeah, I think they should. Like if I was to take something from you, something valuable. Say if I took your car, would you want me then to take somebody else's car? Or would you say, oh, he took my car, but I hope he don't take nobody else's car? Yeah, that's sensible, right? So everybody keep the commandments. But they cannot be of the world if they keep the commandments. I think. That's just my opinion. They may still do evil anyway, but I think if you keep the commandments, the they can be, yeah, he chose us to keep the commandments and to show the world how to be a decent people on the planet. So that's just how I look at it. I mean, I pray my efforts show my brothers and sisters how to be more righteous. And then I hope some Asians, some white people, and some aliens. I hope they all fall in line. I hope they say, you know what, the God of Israel is the God we need to follow, and we need to get up under this rule and banner and try to help these people out as much as possible. That's what I hope, but I don't care what anybody else hope for. No, it's cool. I mean, see, you say I'm going off, but then you shouldn't be concerned. If I'm going off, you pray for me and make sure that I get it together. But this is how I look at it, Deontay. It is, say if you was an African or from Africa, because Africa, again, 54 countries. So you was somebody from You was from you was Somalian, right? You Somalian. I heard that you stole from my brother, which is an Israelite. And then next time I see you, you say, you know, I know I stole from your brother, but I'm not stealing no more. I want to follow these. I want to follow God's commandments. Do it. I wouldn't say no. Don't do it. Keep stealing. You see what I'm saying? We don't have to agree, but I think we do agree that evil people should stop doing evil. Let's just agree on that. Now, if we can't agree on that, then whatever. I mean, still, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You know, somebody who's killing, if a cop is killing people, and his whole life been based on him killing people, and then one day he say, "I want to stop killing people." Yeah, we appreciate you for not killing nobody else. Of course, you're gonna get your judgment. You're going to get your judgment for your wrongdoing, but I really hope you don't take my son up out of here. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we have to find a way that we are doing what we supposed to do in the first place, and then people gonna follow suit anyway. Yeah, we are judges, but as a judge, who have you judged lately? And let's be 100, who you judged lately? And if you say nobody, then you ain't doing your job. You need to go out and start judging people. So you have to be careful on what you say you are, because now you have that responsibility of being that person. You say you a judge. I agree. I believe you a judge. Now go judge somebody. And you can't say nothing outside of that because this is the truth. So we have to judge people. Now, how do we judge people? Off their actions. That's fair, right? Right. So now we get somebody from Ethiopia. Well, a lot of them are Israelites. We get Shalom, elder. We get somebody from Libya, right? And they've been, I mean, stealing. They've been disrespecting all Israelite. Every time they see an Israelite woman, they disrespecting and stealing. And how should we judge that person? Because he's not an Israelite. How do we judge him? Get back to me when you figure out how we judge that guy, because he's not an Israelite. Okay, what do we correct him with? Nah, what we would correct this Libyan with? Right, that law, and where that law coming from? I'm just trying to me and Deontay, we just trying to come on one accord so we can continue our day-to-day discussions. And it's okay to talk, and it's no big deal. Right. But Deontay, this Libyan disrespecting Israelite women, he even slapped one. How should we judge him? What should we do? Cause I just want to get you to think how I want you to see where where my point of view coming from. Because I think that's where the problem at. So this Libyan who's slapping Israelite women, how should we judge him? And what should we judge him by? I think you know the answer to it. That's why you're not gonna probably give me what I'm looking for. And it's all good. I'm gonna just give y'all the answer. We judge him by the things we hold as judgment. We go off the law, the book, the same book we use and see the commandments. We would tell that man, yeah, what you're doing is stupid. That's not that's something people should do. We judging his actions. Now, how would we judge him? Like, what would be the after his actions, what is the judgment for it? What should we do? Only reason I'm saying this because you said we the judges. Now tell me, what should we do? How should we teach them? Teach them how, and teach them with what? The way of what? Come on, man, you losing me now, Deontay. What should we teach them with? The scripts? Oh, hell no. So you telling me he should try to keep these commandments? That's all I was saying. If we find this man and he's saying, I don't want to do this no more, how should we teach him how to not do these things? Should we say, I say send him on his way, but if he come back and say, truth seeker, man, I done slapped the fruit Israelite women, I will take whole responsibility if y'all jumped on my head. So most likely we're gonna jump on his head. But then he say, I want to do better. I don't want to be slapping on Israelite women no more. So what should we what should we say to him? But what should we say to this man that he done these evil deeds? Now we done whooped his head. We didn't really lay hands on him. And then he say, man, you know what? Even behind closed doors, because he might slap an Israelite woman with nobody around, nobody to defend her. He say, I don't want to do that no more. Y'all show me the things I need to do so I don't get caught up in these situations. What will we do? We will roll out this book and tell him about the commandments. And then then that's how I see it. If every nation kept the commandments, then we will be okay. Do we want them to do better? Do we want them to stop killing us, or do we just want them to just keep killing us until they just die? I don't know how y'all see it, but I don't want no more of my people dying by the hands of these evil people. I really want to I wish we all could get away, but that's not reality. No, FRIEND came out of my mouth, but you can say it did. You can say it did. It don't matter. Perfect verse. And Micah 4:2. I don't know if y'all can see it. Yeah, y'all should be able to see it. I will read it out loud. But see, this is the thing too. Deontay, I want to read this, man. But I'm gonna read this to you, bro. And then, I mean, I don't know if you read it. Did you read it? It's right. It's on there. It's about to the increase of knowledge and truth. That's my elder, by the way. You know, I play a lot of games. He don't really play too many games. So so after you read that, Deontay, let me know if what you read there is something I should be a part of, or you should be a part of, or not. The nations of Israel. Well, it's case closed. Case closed. Case closed. Case closed. Case closed. Case closed. And honestly, I don't see nothing wrong in that. I don't see nothing wrong in just teaching and just having all Israel keep the commandments. I think we'd be out of the situation overnight. So let that be your mission, is to make sure our people get the word. I mean, that should be all our mission. I don't think nobody should have that as a secondary mission anyway. But I know this for a fact. I do want everybody I come across to have some type of respect for life, especially mine. When I come across these people, I hope they have some type of value of life. So let's agree on that, because we got to find a where we can agree. Can we agree on that? We hope that these other nations have some type of value of somebody else's life. Indeed, indeed, indeed. And how can they be at peace with you? They only can be at peace with you when you keep the exactly. So keeping the commandments is a job that we must do, guaranteed. It's something that we have to do. I mean, not guaranteed, but it's a must, man. It's something we can't get around. They do their own people. You said they do their own people. What are you talking about? Oh, you said they savages to their own people? Of course, of course. I think it's just something about the urge to not do right is just seeping through all nations. Yeah, I think that's what he meant too. Right. I'm just trying to get us to agree on something. Can we agree or no? Just say yes or no. And that way we can move on. Deontay, do you agree that anytime you come across a cop that you hope he value your life? I think yeah. I just like to agree. I like to agree and move on. Okay, I don't that all right. Perfect, perfect, Deontay. On the low, I appreciate this conversation because it's good, man. It's good. It's good. It's good to know that we have to be careful of who we say we like and dislike too. Because I would hate for you to say you like me and then all of a sudden I say something you don't like and then you say you hate me. So now you have a like, you have something about me you like and have something about me you don't like. So now we can be real buddies. Because I ain't met none of my friends I like them 24/7. So I like conversations like this. It's Vasco from Facebook. What's poppin'? Did I say that right? Not at all. The focus always first it got to be you have to focus on your internal. That's how I look at it. For me, I'm focusing on my inside, and that way it can reflect on my family, which is my people, and then I can go to my people outside my family, and that's my goal. That's my goal. And anything around it that sees me, my family, and the people I'm interacting with, and they see, oh man, these people are doing something unbelievable. Let's try to copy this righteous act. Copy it. Exactly. 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 Focus on yourself. And but like I say, I do pray that everybody see us as a nation and say, because ain't that what the scriptures go? Ain't that what the scriptures say? They're gonna see these great people. What's good, Keith? And then they're gonna be breaking their neck to give us everything they own. Whether it be because a lot of them own peace. So and they want to give us some peace. And give me some peace. You got some peace over there? Give me that. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So that's my whole thing been about today. Was the God that's in you? Who do you in anything that's in your heart? It's gonna come out because you can't help it. It's pumping. Your heart is pumping that same idea throughout your whole body. Oh, various things, man. We talking about I started off with these articles on how America is basically letting everybody know, man, this is basically ground zero for destruction. Destruction, the reprobate. I mean, they letting us know because they getting away from the UN. They getting away from any type of civil right type of society. They getting away from, yeah. I mean, and it's clear to us, Deontay, like he just mentioned, when they killed Malcolm X and MLK, uh, that should have been clear to us that in MLK, uh, that should have been clear to us that